you today.
Oh,
So you did not grow up in Aurora, but you had a lot of connections with Aurora. Can you tell me about those?
well, it was I lived in a little village called Kettleby, and our nearest town was Aurora, and we would come in here to do the big shopping, you know. And then later on, I came to Wells Street High School, and that's where really my connection with Aurora was. And then later on, I married a chap from Aurora who lived in Aurora, and we started a day camp in Kettleby. We sold that, and then we moved to Aurora. So I did have some experience of living in Aurora my later life, but not my childhood.
So, but you came here for shopping. Can you tell me kind of what the shopping was like here, memories you have of that?
Well, I was kind of small. Well, I remember the Ardells, and they sold clothes and things like that. There was the 5 and 10 cent store, which you could get things for a quarter, and we used to shop there. And then, of course, the parents did the drugstore things.
Yeah.
And there was, other than that, there was nothing that really I was involved in as a child.
Okay. You didn't come to town for any activities or events or things like that?
Oh, yes. I remember one Christmas time, they used to have Santa Claus come in for a parade, and he would come in with the horses in a sleigh and park. You know where the United Church burnt down?
Yeah.
Well, next door to that was a lot, and he would come there, and we children would get a little bag of goodies. And that was sort of special to have Santa Claus come into town. And I remember, and I don't know the year, but it was a jubilee of King George V and Queen Mary. And there was a big deal over in the park. It was a big fair and everything. So that was a big deal for a little girl to come into, yeah. So other than that, and then they always had the horse show, but I didn't get into that as a child.
Okay.
And yeah. So I think that would be the highlights of the childhood. It was the Jubilee and the Santa Claus parade. That was special.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
And then you went to high school at the Wells Street High School. Was that the closest high school to where you were in Kettleby? The only one to go?
Well, Newmarket, but that was.
Yeah.
And King City, but no.
I don't see it to get bussed in here.
Well, yes, there was a bus, Langdon's Coach Lines from King City was the bus that started at Nobleton and came through the country and picked us up.
And how was that going to school here?
Hmm?
How was going to high school here?
It was wonderful.
Yeah. Any memorable moments from high school that you can share with us?
I got one detention in 5 years. And I enjoyed high school. I made a lot of friends and was on the basketball team and the track and field and plays and commencements, all involved in those 5 years.
So you were back and forth a lot with all your extracurricular activities as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. And then you married an Aurora man, Bill Babcock.
That's right.
And did you meet him in high school here?
Yes.
Then? And can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, he really didn't go with me then. He went with someone else.
Oh, well then.
And then later on, we met up. He was going to university, and I was going to teacher's college. So, yeah.
And so he had grown up here his whole life?
Oh, yes, his whole life, yeah. I believe he was born in the house where he lived, Wellington Street.
So,
yeah, I'm pretty sure he was.
Long time Aurora boy.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So continue those connections to town, right? And you mentioned one of your most memorable Aurora moments was going to the United Church at the end of World War II. Can you, for a Mass, can you tell us about that?
Well, I just remember being in school. I was in 5th form, and we heard the news, and then we were told that we're all going to march down to the Aurora, to the United Church, and there'd be a service there. And that was pretty special, because we did have cadets, so that's another thing. Aurora High School was known for its cadets. So we just, well, I forget how, but I think we used our cadet inspection was always in May. And I think we just followed that, like the different groups.
Yeah.
And that's how we marched down. We didn't just walk down higgledy-piggledy. It was really organized.
It's good. And really happy moment then.
Oh, it was really happy, yeah.
Did Aurora change much that you can think of? Was life different when you were coming to school here during the war as opposed to other times?
No, we had a teacher at high school who taught us to knit. And some of the girls, I wasn't involved, but some of the girls used to go down to Eaton Hall Farm, and the sailors, the vets were there as a nursing hospital almost, and they used to go down and sing, but I wasn't involved in that.
No.
But anyway, that was something that we did in Aurora during the war.
Yeah. Was there, and then, do you have any other significant memories of town that you'd like to share with us now?
No, I really don't think so.
No? And, but clearly you had good times because now in your later life you've chosen to move here. Did your past influence that from having come back and forth?
No, well, our day camp was at Kettleby, and because we were both close to Aurora and Bill grew up here, so when we sold it, we decided we would come here. So that was the connection, to come really back to his roots, not mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was good. Yeah, we enjoyed it.
Good. Good.
But I've noticed a big difference in the growth of Aurora, very much so. And the stores have changed, you know, and the church burnt down, and, you know, good and bad.
Everything's a little different, eh?
Yeah, but not different, but not different.
Still.
You know what I mean? There's still the small town atmosphere, you know, yet.
Yeah.
So I hope that never disappears. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing these wonderful stories.
Well, they weren't that wonderful.
Oh, I thought they were great. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
And it brings back the memories that I've shared with you. Yeah. So that's fine.